The low bass throbbed through the floor. A heartbeat twisted into something jagged as I pushed through the dense fog of sweat, perfume, and flickering lights. It was well past midnight, and I had been calling Emily for nearly an hour. She had said she was out with her coworkers for a small celebration. Just dinner, a few drinks, nothing more. But when her location pinged, one she didn't know I could still see, I saw her car parked outside the Velvet Room, a place known less for cocktails and more for hidden corners and whispered indulgences. I couldn't stay home, trapped in anxiety and doubt. I had to see. The club was chaos incarnate. Strobe lights sliced through haze like knives. Music pounded, vibrating through my chest, making speech impossible. People moved in sync, bodies colliding, laughter rising and falling like waves. I made my way to the bar, brushing past crowds steeped in perfume and poor choices. "Hey," I said, sliding a photo of Emily across the counter. "Seen her?" The bartender's eyes flicked to the image. Recognition, hesitation, then a smirk. "Yeah," he said, voice low, glancing toward a hallway that disappeared into darkness. "You don't want to go back there." My stomach tightened. "Why not?" He leaned closer, voice softer. "Because what you see might haunt you forever." I told myself he was just trying to spook me, a bartender dramatizing the night for someone else's thrill. But there was something in his gaze, pity, and it cut deeper than fear. I walked past the velvet ropes into the back section. The lights dimmed, the air grew heavier. The music slowed, drawing people inward as though the world outside ceased to exist. And there she was, Emily, not laughing with coworkers, not swirling a cocktail. She was on a crimson couch in the VIP area, pressed close to a man I knew instantly. Chris, her boss, the one whose name often appeared on her phone late at night, always linked to some emergency. The man I had smiled at company events, who had complimented our marriage with practiced ease. I froze, watching. He whispered something, and she laughed, a full, unrestrained laugh, the kind that didn't exist for me anymore. She laid her hand on his chest, and he didn't stop her. Then her eyes met mine. Recognition. Shock. Fear. I didn't move, didn't shout. The silence between us was louder than the bass pounding through the club. Chris turned, smugness faltering as he assessed the situation. I walked forward, deliberate, measured. "James, what are you doing here?" Emily's voice shook. I met her gaze, calm but resolute. "I could ask you the same, but I think I already know." She sprang to her feet, tugging at her dress. "It's not what it looks like." I almost laughed. "Then tell me, Emily, what does it look like?" She parted her lips, but nothing came. Chris tried to intervene. "Look, man, this isn't. You might want to save that for HR, I cut him off. My eyes locked on Emily. "See this woman? She's my wife. Or maybe she used to be." Her hands reached for me, tears brimming. "James, please. I made a mistake. It's been hard lately. We've been distant." "Don't," I said sharply. "Don't make this about us. I'm not the one sneaking into dark corners while pretending to answer work emails." Whispers flitted through the crowd, eyes turning toward us. But I didn't care. This wasn't about embarrassment. It was about the moment when the foundation of your life crumbles and you decide what kind of person you'll be after. I looked at her one last time. "Funny," I said softly. "Before I came here, I told myself I could be wrong. Maybe paranoid. But the only mistake I made was giving you the benefit of the doubt." She reached for me again. "James, please. Let's just go home and talk." "No," I said, shaking my head. "You've said enough with your hands, your lies, your nights out." I turned away, cutting through the crowd, ignoring the murmurs, her calls, her pleas. At the bar, the bartender caught my eye. He said nothing, just nodded, like he had seen Heartbreak play out this way countless times. I placed a 50 on the counter. "For what?" he asked. "For the warning," I said quietly. Outside, the night air hit like a shock, cold, sharp, real. Neon signs reflected across wet streets, mirroring everything I was leaving behind. I sat in my car, hands trembling but not with anger, release. My phone buzzed. A message from her. "Please come back. We can fix this." I stared. Slowly, I typed, You don't fix what's destroyed in the dark. Then I turned the phone off, started the engine, and drove into silence. The velvet room faded in the rearview mirror, glowing like a scar. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel lost. I felt done.